felt like you believe in God, but your faith still feels weak? Like one moment you trust Him, and the next moment, fear quietly takes over. Faith is something we talk about often, but when life actually tests us, that's when we discover what our faith really looks like. In the Bible, we see this clearly. There was a Roman commander. He didn't ask Jesus to come to his house. He didn't need to see anything. He simply said, "Just speak a word, and my servant will be healed." And Jesus was amazed, because that kind of faith trusts without seeing. Then there was a woman who had been suffering for 12 years. No answers, no healing. But deep inside she believed, if I just touch his clothes, I will be healed. And in that moment, she was. But then there was Peter. He saw Jesus walking on water, and for a moment, he did something impossible. He stepped out and walked too. But the second he looked at the wind, the moment he noticed the storm, fear entered, and he began to sink. Not because Jesus changed, but because his focus did. Same Jesus, same power, but a different focus. And then there were the Pharisees. They knew Scripture, they followed every rule, but they kept asking for signs. They wanted proof without surrender. They had knowledge, but their hearts were far from God. Faith is not just believing that God exists. Even demons believe that and tremble. Faith is trusting Him, even when you cannot see. Hebrews 11 says, "Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen." Abel trusted God with his offering. Noah trusted God before the rain ever came. Abraham trusted God even when it didn't make sense. They didn't just believe, they obeyed. That's real faith. Not comfortable, not easy, but surrendered. Even Peter had faith. But the moment his eyes shifted from Jesus to the storm, his faith weakened. So maybe the issue isn't that you don't have faith. Maybe the issue is where your eyes are fixed. Faith begins and ends with Jesus. He is the author and the finisher of our faith. Not your strength, not your effort. Jesus. God didn't send His Son so we could just believe something. He sent Him so we could be saved and walk with Him. So today, don't just ask yourself, do I have faith? Ask yourself, where am I looking? Because faith doesn't grow by trying harder. It grows when your eyes stay on Christ.